Hello everyone, welcome to this session. This session, we will see about what is 5 V's of big data. So what is the main learning objective? At the end of the session, you will able to what is 5 V's of big data, what are the other V's. So one case study about the healthcare systems of all the 5 V's. So what is 5 V's? So big data is collected from many different sources and it's often described by the main 5 characteristics, that is volume, value, variety, velocity and veracity. So what is the 5 V's? The first one is volume. So volume is talking about the size of the data. Veracity is talking about what is the reliability of the data. And variety is talking about what are the different types of data. Velocity is talking about what is the speed and appears and disappears of the data. The last one, value. Value is talking about the relevance of the data. So little bit description about the volume is the records, transaction and files about the sizes of the data. Examples, terabytes of storage, that is TB. And variety is talking about different varieties of data, structured, unstructured, multi-factor, that is some structured data. And veracity is talking about that is reliability of the data. So like trustworthiness, authenticity, availability, and accountability of data. And velocity is talking about the streaming, real-time process and batch processing. And the final one is value. So what are the relevance of data, the form of statisticals, events, hypotheticals, and correlations of the data. So what is the first premost thing is volume? As I discussed already, the volume defines the huge amount of data that is produced each day by the companies. For example, the generation of data is so large and complex that is can no longer be saved or analyzed using conventional data processing methods. So the data storage starting from the kilobytes to more than peta, exa, zeta, and bytes. So daily, they are generating so many data in the social medias and companies. So that is again challenges for them to handle such a huge volume of data. The next one is variety. So variety refers to the diversity of the data types and data sources. As I said already, 80% of the data in the world today is unstructured at the glance, does not show any indication of the relationships. So thanks to big data, such an algorithm able to store in the structured manner and examined of the relationships. Data does not always comprise only conventional data sets, but also images, videos, and speech recordings of the data. Okay, it's not only structured data, it's handling unstructured type of data like images, videos, speeches produced by companies as well as online social medias. Veracities. So it's authenticate and credibility of the data. Big data involves working all the degree of qualities since the volume factors usually result in the shortage of quality. The next thing is velocity. So velocity refers to the speed which the data is generated, analysis, and reproduced. So today that is mostly possible with a fraction of second known as real time. Within every minute of the day, the data are producing so much. For example, YouTube, that is watched by every 60 minutes of the day, 3.47 millions videos watched on the YouTube. The last one is value. denotes the added value of all the companies. Many of the companies have recently established their own data platforms, filled their data pools, and invested a lot of money in the infrastructures. It's now a question of generating business value for the investments. So other than basics 5 V's, so we are talking about the other V's are variability and visualizations. So visualization is the critical in the today world. So we are using different kind of charts, graph to visualize large amount of complex data is much more effective in conveying meaning than spreadsheets and report the full numbers and formulas. Variability. So variability is different from variety. So the thing is, for example, in the coffee shop may offer 6 different brands of coffees. But if you get the same blend every day and it stays different every day, that is variability. The same is true of data. If the meaning is constantly changing, it can have the huge impact on your data homogenization. So that is the 2 different V's apart from the basics 5 V's. So we are taking the case studies of healthcare systems. So how the volumes, velocity, variety, variability, and value. So as we take the first volume as that is big and size. So the clinical data with lot of lab tests, physical visits, and administrative surrounding payments and payers. So a lot of informations. So they are dealing. So how the physicians, medicines, so how the big data explosions in the healthcare, especially in the genomic and environmental data become more ubiquitous. The next one, velocities. So that is the speed we are talking about. So whenever the new data are generating, okay, to handle that in the real time, okay, so how the we are going to the medical devices, monitoring the patients and collecting the data and analyzing the different data back to the clinicians and others. So we are using a lot of sensors, that is the Internet of Things of healthcare. So to lead to increasing the velocity of big data in the healthcare systems. The next one is variety. So as I discussed, variety is different kind of data. That is structured, unstructured, semi-structured data. And another thing is variability of data. So the variability is how the clinician reads in the medical literature, how they tried, what are the professional opinion of colleagues. So how the patient expresses herself during her initial exam and what happened next. So it's getting the meaningfully interpreted when care setting and delivery process is taken to the context. So this is the one of the variability process of the care is given to the patient depends upon the factors. And the last one is value. So you are investing in infrastructure to collect the data and interpret the data in the system-wide scale. It's very important to ensure that insights that are generated are based upon the accurate data and lead to measurable improvement at the end of the day. So I given the one case study. Similarly, you can check a different case study of different applications. So what is the summary of the session? So in the session, you have learned about what are the 5 V's of big data: volume, value, variety, velocity, and veracity. Then other 2 V's, variability and visualizations too. And we discussed how the 5 V's in the healthcare systems. So now quiz time. The first question, veracity make sure that data is option A, accurate, option B, inconsistent, option C, variant, option D, none of the mentioned above. So veracity is talking about how the accuracy of trustworthiness of the data. So the answer is option A. The second question, analytics has begun to impact almost every industry, including healthcare, education and telecom, all the above mentioned. So as I said, big data, wherever the huge volumes of data are generating, different varieties, how the trustfulness. So it's followed in all the industry. So the answer is all the mentioned above. Thank you.